Charlie slammed the door to their shared apartment in Seattle, her heart pounding like a war drum in her chest. The image burned into her mind. Sawyer, her girlfriend of a year, slipping an engagement ring onto her finger in the dim light of a jewelry store window downtown, alone but with a secretive smile that twisted Charlie's gut. How could this be happening when they had built something real, or so she thought? She paced the living room, her mind racing through the fragments of their life together. The late-night talks about dreams, the stolen kisses in coffee shops, the promises whispered under blankets. But Sawyer had always held back, a wall between them that Charlie had chalked up to past hurts. Now it felt like a fortress built on lies. She collapsed onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. Why hadn't she seen the signs? Sawyer's frequent trips back to her conservative family in Texas, the vague excuses about work calls that lasted too long, the way she flinched at public displays of affection. Charlie's own family had disowned her years ago when she came out, leaving her to navigate the world with a guarded heart. Meeting Sawyer at that LGBTQ support group had felt like fate, a chance to rebuild. But this ring? It screamed commitment to someone else, or worse, a denial of who they were. Her phone buzzed, Sawyer's name on the screen. Charlie stared at it, her thumb hovering over the answer button. What would she say? Confront her now, or wait and gather evidence like some paranoid detective? The inner turmoil clawed at her. Part of her wanted to believe it was a misunderstanding, a gift for a friend, but the rational side knew better. Sawyer's family pressure had always loomed, whispers of arranged marriages and expectations to settle down properly. Had Sawyer been playing both sides, stringing Charlie along while placating her parents? Finally, she answered, her voice steady despite the storm inside. Hey, where are you? Sawyer's tone was light, oblivious. Just running errands. Be home soon. Miss you. The words stung like acid. Miss you? After hiding something so monumental? Charlie ended the call abruptly, her mind shifting to action. She needed answers, but at what cost? Digging into Sawyer's secrets could destroy them, yet ignorance felt like slow poison. As evening fell, Sawyer walked in, her arms full of groceries, that same secretive smile fading when she saw Charlie's expression. What's wrong? She asked, setting the bags down. Charlie stood, crossing her arms. I saw you today. At the jewelry store. The ring. Sawyer's face paled, her eyes darting away. In that moment, Charlie felt the first crack in their foundation widen into a chasm. Sawyer stammered. It's not what you think. But the hesitation spoke volumes. Charlie pressed, her voice rising. Then what is it? We've been together a year, Sawyer. A year of me thinking we were building a future. And you're out buying engagement rings. Sawyer sank into a chair, her hands trembling. Inside, she battled her own demons. Coming from a devout Southern Baptist family, where being gay was a sin whispered about in church basements, she had fled to Seattle for freedom. But the guilt never left. The ring was for her cousin's wedding, a family obligation, but it symbolized everything she feared, being pulled back into a life of pretense. Yet, she hadn't told Charlie about the mounting pressure from home, the threats to cut her off financially if she didn't straighten out. Admitting it now felt like admitting defeat. I was just looking, Sawyer lied weakly, hating herself for it. Charlie's eyes narrowed. Looking? You put it on. Smiled like it was yours. The accusation hung heavy. Sawyer's mind whirled. Tell the truth and risk Charlie's judgment, or deflect and buy time. She chose deflection. You're overreacting. It's nothing. But Charlie wasn't buying it. She stormed to their bedroom, slamming the door, leaving Sawyer alone with her regrets. How had it come to this? Sawyer thought back to their first date, the spark that ignited despite her reservations. Charlie's openness had drawn her in, but her own internalized shame kept her at arm's length. That night, sleep evaded both. Charlie lay awake, replaying every moment of doubt. Was their love real, or just a convenient escape for Sawyer? The societal weight pressed down. Friends who warned about closeted partners, the news stories of relationships crumbling under family pressure. She wondered if she should walk away now, save herself the pain. Sawyer in the guest room curled up, tears silent. The ring wasn't for her, but the lie had opened a wound. She knew she had to come clean, but fear paralyzed her. What if Charlie couldn't understand the cultural chains binding her? The next morning, over cold coffee, the confrontation escalated. Charlie demanded honesty. "If we're going to make this work, no more secrets." Sawyer nodded, but inside she plotted her next move. Call her family, perhaps to stall the inevitable. Little did she know, Charlie had already started digging, checking Sawyer's phone history in a moment of weakness. What she found, a string of texts from Sawyer's mother about meeting a nice boy, shattered her further. Betrayal seeped in, cold and unrelenting. As days passed, the tension thickened. Sawyer's family announced a visit, forcing her hand. She confided partially in Charlie. "They're coming to check on me. They don't know about us." Charlie felt sidelined, a dirty secret. "So what?" "I hide in the closet while they preach about traditional values." The sarcasm masked her hurt. Sawyer's response was defensive. "You don't get it. They're my family." But Charlie did get it all too well. Her own rejection had left scars, making her intolerant of half measures. The visit loomed like a storm. Sawyer's parents arrived, polished and judgmental, their eyes scanning the apartment for signs of sin. Charlie, introduced as a roommate, swallowed her pride, but the charade gnawed at her soul. During dinner, Sawyer's mother dropped hints about settling down, mentioning a family friend interested in Sawyer. Charlie excused herself, fuming in the bathroom. How could Sawyer let this happen? The inner conflict raged. Love her enough to endure, or demand respect and risk losing her? Sawyer, meanwhile, felt torn in two. Pleasing her family meant denying her truth. Choosing Charlie meant potential isolation. That night, after her parents left for their hotel, Sawyer broke down. "I can't keep doing this." Charlie held her, but doubt lingered. Was this the beginning of the end? The weeks following the family visit turned their home into a battlefield of unspoken accusations. Charlie found herself withdrawing, burying her emotions in work at the graphic design firm downtown. Each evening she'd return to find Sawyer distant, scrolling through her phone with a furrowed brow. The texts from Sawyer's mother had multiplied, subtle pressures turning into outright demands. "When are you coming home for good? We've arranged a date with Ethan." Sawyer deleted them, but the guilt festered like an open wound. One afternoon, Charlie couldn't hold back anymore. She confronted Sawyer in the kitchen, where the air smelled of half-cooked pasta abandoned on the stove. "I saw the messages again. Who's Ethan?" Sawyer froze, her back to Charlie. Inside, she screamed at herself for not being more careful. Ethan was a childhood friend, pushed by her family as the perfect match to mask her orientation. She hadn't agreed, but neither had she refused outright. "He's no one," she muttered, but Charlie pressed closer. "No one? Your mom thinks he's your future. And what am I? The side piece." The words cut deep. Sawyer whirled around, eyes blazing. "You think this is easy for me? Growing up where being like us means eternal damnation? My parents would disown me." Charlie softened momentarily, remembering her own coming-out horror. Her father's slammed door, her mother's tears. But empathy clashed with self-preservation. "I get it, but hiding me? That's not love, that's cowardice." The argument spiraled, voices rising until neighbors knocked on the wall. Sawyer stormed out, driving aimlessly through Seattle's rain-slicked streets. Her mind churned. Charlie was right, but the fear was visceral. Losing her family meant losing her roots, her financial safety net. Back home she had been the golden child. Here she was free but fragile. She pulled over near the waterfront, staring at the Puget Sound waves crashing against the pier. What if she chose Charlie fully? The thought thrilled and terrified her. But the moral quandary loomed. Betraying her family's values for personal happiness felt selfish, yet denying her identity was self-betrayal. Meanwhile, Charlie called her best friend, Mia, a fellow lesbian who had navigated similar storms. "She's still in the closet with her family. It's killing us." Mia advised patience, but Charlie's resolve hardened. "I can't be someone's secret forever." That night, when Sawyer returned, they sat in silence. Finally, Sawyer spoke. "I need time to figure this out." Charlie nodded, but inside she plotted her own path. Perhaps an ultimatum. The turning point came at a community event, a Pride fundraiser where Charlie volunteered. Sawyer had promised to attend, but backed out last minute, citing a family call. Charlie went alone, surrounded by couples openly affectionate, and the contrast stung. There she met Alex, a confident woman who flirted shamelessly. Charlie didn't reciprocate, but the attention planted a seed of doubt. Maybe she deserved someone unapologetic. Sawyer, on the phone with her mother, heard the ultimatum. "Come home or we're done supporting you." Panic set in. She hung up and texted Charlie an apology, but it felt hollow. Driving to the event, she arrived late, spotting Charlie laughing with Alex. Jealousy surged, irrational but potent. "Who's that?" she demanded later at home. Charlie's retort was sharp. "Someone who isn't ashamed." The fight erupted anew, accusations flying. Sawyer of betrayal, Charlie of emotional abandonment. In the aftermath, Sawyer retreated inward. She journaled her thoughts. The pull of tradition versus the fire of true love. Her family's homophobia wasn't just words. It was ingrained, backed by community shunning. But Charlie's pain was real too. Sawyer decided on a half measure. Tell her family about a friend in Seattle testing waters. The call went disastrously. Her father ranted about sin, her mother cried. Sawyer hung up, defeated. Charlie, sensing the shift, pushed for therapy. "We need help." They started couples counseling where the therapist probed deep. Sawyer admitted her fears. "I love Charlie, but losing my family. It's like losing myself." Charlie shared her scars. "I've already lost mine. Don't make me lose you too." Progress was slow, but cracks appeared in Sawyer's armor. Yet society intruded. At work, Sawyer's colleague outed her accidentally during a team lunch, leading to awkward stares. The incident amplified her paranoia. She confided in Charlie. "What if word gets back home?" Charlie urged defiance. "Then we face it together." But Sawyer's doubt persisted. A month later, Sawyer's family escalated. Her brother flew in unannounced, suspecting something. He grilled her. "Mom says you're acting strange. Is there a guy?" Sawyer deflected, but he snooped, finding a photo of her and Charlie kissing. Confrontation exploded. "This is disgusting. You're coming home." Sawyer stood her ground for the first time. "No. This is who I am." Charlie walked in mid-argument, the air thick with tension. The brother sneered. "So this is the freak influencing you?" Charlie's temper flared, but Sawyer intervened. "Leave or I'll call the cops." He stormed out, vowing to tell their parents. In the quiet after, Sawyer collapsed into Charlie's arms. "I did it. I stood up." But the victory was bittersweet, the fallout loomed. Charlie felt a mix of pride and fear. Had they crossed a point of no return? Sawyer's choice had cost her family ties, but gained authenticity. Yet the moral weight pressed. Was forcing this revelation right? Or had Charlie pushed too hard? The fallout from Sawyer's brother's visit hit like a hurricane. Within days, her phone exploded with messages, disownment threats, biblical quotes condemning her lifestyle. Her mother pleaded, "Come back, repent." Her father cut her off financially, canceling her credit cards mid-grocery run. Sawyer stared at the declined transaction screen, humiliation burning. Back home she broke down. "They hate me now. All because I chose us." Charlie held her, guilt gnawing. Had her insistence on honesty forced this? "We'll figure it out. I have savings." But Sawyer's mind spiraled. Was love worth this isolation? She had traded family for freedom, but the void ached. Nights became sleepless, filled with what-ifs. What if she had stayed closeted longer, eased them in? The ethical dilemma tormented her. Honoring parents versus self-truth. Society's lens amplified it. Headlines of queer youth suicides, family rejections leading to homelessness. Charlie, too, wrestled inwardly. Her own disownment had hardened her, making her view Sawyer's hesitation as weakness. But seeing Sawyer's pain softened her. At work, she confided in her boss, who offered overtime for extra cash. "We're in this together," she told Sawyer. Yet resentment simmered. Why couldn't Sawyer have fought sooner? Financial strain mounted. Bills piled up, forcing Sawyer to take a second job at a cafe, where customers' stares reminded her of her vulnerability. One evening, a regular recognized her from a family photo online. Her parents had posted a prayer request for her lost soul. The gossip spread, isolating her further. Sawyer confronted Charlie. "This is the price. Are you happy?" Charlie snapped back. "Happy? I'm fighting for us while you regret it." The argument revealed deeper rifts. Sawyer admitted, "Sometimes I wonder if I made the wrong choice." Charlie's heart shattered. "Wrong choice? Me." Sawyer clarified. "Not you, the timing. I wasn't ready." The words hung, breeding mistrust. Charlie began questioning Sawyer's commitment, checking her phone again, finding deleted calls to her family. "You're still talking to them?" Sawyer defended, trying to mend fences. "For us." But mending meant compromise. Sawyer's mother suggested therapy to fix her. Sawyer refused but entertained a visit home alone. Charlie vetoed it. "They'll brainwash you." The power struggle intensified, each decision a battleground. Sawyer's inner monologue raged. Loyalty to blood versus heart. She loved Charlie's strength but resented the control. A pivotal moment came at a support group meeting. Sawyer shared her story, hearing echoes from others, betrayals, reconciliations, permanent breaks. One woman advised, "Family isn't always blood. Choose who chooses you." Inspired, Sawyer proposed a trip to reconnect with Charlie, away from chaos. They drove to the Olympic Peninsula, hiking rainforests where mist cloaked their worries. Amid towering ferns, Sawyer opened up. "I chose you because you're my truth." Charlie responded, "But at what cost?" The hike turned confessional. Sawyer admitted lingering doubts, Charlie her fears of abandonment. They returned closer, but fragility lingered. Back in Seattle, society struck again. Charlie's workplace hosted a diversity event. She invited Sawyer publicly. Sawyer hesitated, fearing online backlash reaching her family. "What if they see photos?" Charlie pushed. "Let them. We're out." Sawyer attended, but anxiety peaked when a photographer snapped them holding hands. That night, Sawyer panicked. "Delete it if it posts." Charlie refused. "No more hiding." The photo went viral locally, drawing support but also hate mail. Sawyer's family saw it. Her father emailed a final disownment. Devastated, Sawyer lashed out at Charlie. "This is your fault. You forced me out." Charlie countered. "I forced you to be honest." The blame game escalated, leading to Sawyer packing a bag. "I need space." She stayed with a friend, leaving Charlie alone with regrets. Charlie's solitude amplified her turmoil. Had she been too demanding, ignoring Sawyer's cultural baggage? Friends divided. Some said yes, others no. She journaled. "Love requires sacrifice, but whose?" Sawyer, at her friends, questioned everything. The separation clarified. She missed Charlie fiercely, but resented the pressure. After a week, Sawyer returned tentative. "I want us, but on my terms." Charlie agreed, but trust frayed. They navigated therapy again, unpacking Malthuan Dao Duk. Individual rights versus familial duty. Progress inched forward, but a new threat emerged. Sawyer's ex, a straight-passing woman from Texas, contacted her, offering normalcy. Sawyer met her secretly for coffee, seeking closure. But Charlie found out via a mutual friend. Confrontation boiled over. "You're cheating." Sawyer denied. "Just talking. She understands my world." Charlie felt betrayed. "And I don't." The revelation cracked their rebuilding efforts. In the heat, Sawyer confessed, "Sometimes I envy her life. No hiding, no loss." Charlie's response was raw. "Then go back to it." Sawyer stayed, but the seed of doubt grew. The moral crossroads loomed. Stay and fight societal odds, or retreat to safety. The secret meeting with her ex became the catalyst for their deepest crisis. Charlie couldn't shake the image. Sawyer laughing with someone who represented the life she might still crave. "How do I know you won't leave for that?" she demanded one night, as rain pelted their windows. Sawyer sighed, exhaustion etched on her face. "Because I chose you. But you don't trust me." The irony stung. Sawyer had hidden her family ties. Now Charlie hid her insecurities behind accusations. Inside, Sawyer grappled with temptation. Her ex, Lauren, offered familiarity. No judgment, no societal backlash. But it was a facade. Lauren was straight, the relationship a youthful experiment. Meeting her reminded Sawyer why she left Texas. Authenticity over comfort. Yet, the pull of ease tempted her morally. Was faking heterosexuality wrong if it spared pain? Charlie, sensing the drift, withdrew emotionally. She threw herself into activism, joining protests against anti-LGBTQ bills, channeling hurt into purpose. "If we're fighting the world, at least fight with me," she told Sawyer. But Sawyer felt overwhelmed. "I'm still healing from my family." The disconnect widened, each harboring resentments. A breaking point arrived when Sawyer's family sued for emotional distress, claiming she owed them for education loans, a desperate ploy to force contact. The letter arrived certified, shaking Sawyer. "They want money or reconciliation." Charlie exploded. "Reconciliation? After disowning you?" Sawyer considered paying silently to end it. "It's easier." Charlie saw red. "Easier than standing up?" The debate turned philosophical, duty to family versus self-preservation. Sawyer argued cultural nuance. "In my world, family is everything," Charlie countered. "Even if they destroy you?" The strain led to Sawyer skipping therapy, isolating herself. Charlie reached out to Mia for advice. "She's slipping away," Mia warned. "Give her space or lose her." Sawyer, alone with thoughts, weighed options. Contact Lauren again? No, that was regression. Instead, she called her brother, seeking alliance. He softened slightly. "Mom misses you. Come home alone." The offer dangled. Temporary peace for permanent denial. Tempted, Sawyer packed subtly, planning a short trip. But Charlie discovered the suitcase. "You're leaving." Tears flowed. Sawyer confessed. "Just to talk. I need closure." Charlie felt the ultimate betrayal. Closure or escape? Sawyer left anyway, driving to the airport with a heavy heart. On the plane, doubts assaulted her. Was this cowardice or necessary healing? In Texas, her family ambushed with an intervention, pastor included, preaching repentance. Sawyer resisted. "I'm gay. Accept it or not." Her mother cried. "We raised you better." The pressure cracked her. She agreed to stay a week, thinking. Texts to Charlie grew sparse, excuses thin. Charlie, back in Seattle, spiraled. Friends urged moving on, but love clung. She investigated legally, learning the lawsuit was bluff. "They're manipulating her." Inner conflict raged. Fly down and fight or let go? She chose fight, booking a ticket. Arriving unannounced, Charlie confronted Sawyer at her family home. The scene was chaotic. Parents aghast, brother hostile. "Get out, you temptress," her father yelled. Sawyer stood between. "Charlie, why?" Charlie pleaded. "Because I love you. Don't let them win." Sawyer's decision crystallized. "I'm coming home with you." But the escape wasn't clean. Her family disowned her fully, cutting all ties. On the flight back, Sawyer mourned. "I lost them for good." Charlie comforted. "You gained yourself." Yet, guilt shadowed Sawyer. Was forcing this schism ethical? Back together, they rebuilt slowly. Sawyer found a new job in advocacy, channeling pain into helping others. Charlie supported, but scars remained. Intimacy returned tentatively, trust rebuilding brick by brick. Months passed, high points emerging. They attended Pride together, Sawyer out publicly for the first time. Cheers surrounded them, but internal whispers persisted. Had the cost been too high? A final twist came when Sawyer's cousin contacted her, secretly supportive. Not everyone agrees with them. Hope flickered, but caution ruled. Sawyer shared with Charlie. "Maybe bridges can mend." Charlie nodded, but wariness lingered. Their relationship evolved, stronger yet tested. Sawyer reflected. The choices, defiance, betrayal, reconciliation, each carried weight. Charlie pondered. Love demands sacrifice, but how much? As autumn leaves blanketed Seattle's streets, their life settled into a fragile rhythm. Sawyer threw herself into her advocacy role, counseling queer youth facing family rejection, mirroring her own scars. Each story echoed her turmoil, reinforcing her choice but amplifying regrets. "What if I had waited?" she confided in Charlie one evening, as they walked hand in hand through Pike Place Market. Charlie squeezed her hand. Waiting was dying slowly, but Sawyer's mind lingered on the moral gray. Honoring heritage versus forging identity. Charlie, promoted at work, used her platform for designs promoting LGBTQ rights. Success brought fulfillment, but home tensions simmered. Sawyer's occasional distant stares hinted at unresolved grief. "Do you miss them?" Charlie asked. Sawyer nodded. "Every day. But I miss who I was with you more when we're apart." The admission bridged gaps, but trust issues resurfaced when Sawyer received an anonymous letter. Her mother's handwriting pleading forgiveness. The letter ignited debate. Sawyer wanted to respond. Maybe they've changed. Charlie distrusted. It's a trap. Remember the lawsuit? Sawyer accused. You want me isolated so I'm all yours. Charlie recoiled. I want you free. The argument exposed lingering wounds, Sawyer's fear of control, Charlie's of abandonment. Therapy sessions intensified, the counselor probing. What prices have you paid? Sawyer admitted. My family, my security. Charlie. My patience, my heart. Insights emerged, relationships thrive on mutual sacrifice, but imbalance breeds resentment. Society's pressures compounded. A local bill threatened queer rights, rallying them to protest. Standing together, chanting for equality bonded them. But post-rally, Sawyer confessed a slip. She had replied to her mother, arranging a call. Charlie felt punched. Without telling me? Sawyer defended. It's my family. The secrecy echoed early betrayals. The call happened supervised by Charlie. Her mother apologized tepidly. We love you but your choice. Sawyer pushed. Accept me fully or not at all. The line went dead, rejection renewed. Sawyer wept. Why can't they change? Charlie held her but inwardly questioned. Had her influence hardened Sawyer against reconciliation? Time healed incrementally. They celebrated their second anniversary quietly, reflecting on the year of turmoil. Sawyer gifted Charlie a necklace, symbolizing commitment. No more distance. Charlie accepted, but the ring incident's shadow loomed. A climactic confrontation arose when Lauren visited Seattle on business, contacting Sawyer. Just friends now. Sawyer met her openly, telling Charlie first. But Charlie followed discreetly, jealousy flaring. Spotting them hugging goodbye, she intervened. What's this? Sawyer explained calmly. Closure. Trust me. Charlie backed down, ashamed. That night they dissected it. Sawyer. Your distrust hurts more than my family's rejection. Charlie apologized. I've been scarred too. The vulnerability mended fences, leading to deeper connection. Yet, as winter approached, Sawyer faced a health scare. A stress-induced panic attack mimicking a heart issue. Hospitalized briefly, she realized. This life of conflict is killing me. Charlie vowed change. We'll prioritize peace. They moved to a quieter suburb seeking balance. In quiet moments, Sawyer pondered the ethics. Was outing herself worth the pain inflicted on her family? Charlie wondered. Did pushing Sawyer justify the damage? Their story culminated in advocacy work, co-authoring a blog on queer family dynamics. Responses poured in: support, criticism. One reader shared, "You chose love over blood, is that right?" As they lay in bed, Sawyer turned to Charlie. "We've paid dearly, but we're here." Charlie smiled. "Worth every tear." The journey taught them. Love demands awakening, but at profound costs: broken ties, moral ambiguities, societal battles. Was forcing authenticity always the righteous path? Or does compassion sometimes demand compromise?